What's up, y'all? Brandon with BC Talks here. So, if you follow me or you watch my comic book hauls, then you're probably familiar with Mike from Munch Money Comics. If you're not, then you should definitely give him a follow. I don't know how you're following me and you've never heard of him, especially if you watch comic book hauls online on YouTube. But I bring him up because one of his taglines is to hunt for comics in strange and unusual places. Well, this is what I'm calling the Strange and Unusual Places comic book haul because I have sort of a hodgepodge of a stack of comics here from all sorts of different places where you wouldn't think that they sell comics. I was at Ollie's the other day and I picked up a stack of, or I picked up a pack. They have packs of like 5 or 6 comics, and they also have 10 packs as well, and then some variant cover packs. But I just picked up one of these because I saw the Sleepwalker on the front, so I knew it was guaranteed to have at least one good one. But I picked up a pack and then also a trade paperback from there. And then I also have in this stack some comics that I got from a local thrift store that they had dollar bins at the front of the thrift store. Shout out to my mom. She was out at the thrift stores. She likes to go out to the thrift stores, and she texted me that this particular thrift store had some comic books. So as soon as I could, I went over there to see what they had left. And I got a few books, a couple interesting books to talk about. And then also in this hodgepodge haul that we have here, I have some packs of comic books, mostly variant covers from Five Below. Now, if you're not familiar, Five Below sells comic book packs, or at least they used to anyway. These are from like a few months ago, actually, and they're not even from here. I was in Baltimore, and I picked up these packs from like three different Five Belows. I was going around looking for them just to get a variety, and I was gonna make a video of them way back then, but I never got around to doing it, and then I kind of forgot about them and they sat, and so I figured, hey, it's as good as any time it's as good a time as any to put them in this strange and unusual places haul. So we have a nice little stack, or a nice stack here of all sorts of different books from all sorts of different places that we're going to go over. So let's check out everything that I got in today's video. Before we get started, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more comic book and pop culture talk. And make sure you give me a follow on Whatnot. I'm a verified seller on there. And if you use my link down in the description, you'll save $10 off your first purchase if it's your first time signing up. And that doesn't just have to be with me, it can be with anybody on Whatnot. And you can pretty much find anything you want to collect on Whatnot. But if you're interested in collecting comics, give me a follow and check out my Whatnot marketplace because I'm always uploading new books and variant covers. I might even, if there's some interesting ones in this haul, throw some of those up on there as well. So stay tuned for that, and make sure that you give me a follow and take advantage of that $10 off if it's your first time signing up. By the way, it's like super hot in here. So if you see me sweating, that is why. But let's get into the haul. We're going to go over the thrift store books first because there's just a few of them. So I will knock those out and get them out the way. The first book we have here, again, this was from a local thrift store that my mom pointed out they had the dollar bins. And when I got there, there wasn't a ton of books left, and they were kind of more modern books. There weren't really any, bronze or like how I like post-crisis Bronze Age books, or post-crisis modern books. I guess they would be. They were more modern books, like stuff from 2000 forward. But I think I got a few interesting books. This is one that I've been looking for a while. I've seen it online. It's not a huge key or anything, but it's just an interesting cover that I've seen online before that I've been looking for. It is Secret Wars, Secret Love, #1. And this one I like it because of the art on the cover. I think they call it vector art. The art with the dots. And it also reminds me of a romance comic cover, which as you've been following the channel for any length of time, you know that I love romance comics. I got into collecting them towards the beginning of last year, and I love collecting romance comics. So this is sort of like an homage to those old school romance comics with Kamala Khan there on the cover. So yeah, that's a really interesting cover. I've seen it online before, and but I've just never seen it in a bin or anything. And I've always thought one day I'll find it in a bin or something. And there it was at the thrift store of all places. This next one is actually a key, but it's a little minor key, but it is topical. This is New Avengers #1. This is from the acclaimed Jonathan Hickman run of New Avengers. People really like the Hickman run of New Avengers. And this one in particular is the first appearance of Black Swan, but it's also the introduction of the concept of incursions. And it's got a I just saw that. I was staring at the back there. It's got what was his name? Deron Williams, right? Yeah, Deron Williams. Actually, it says it right there. But yeah, Deron Williams, he hasn't been in the NBA for a while. So, but yeah, I just saw that. I was like, oh wow. But yeah, so this is the first. This is the tangent aside. This is the introduction to the concept of incursions, which, if you know, incursions we saw them in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and with the whole multiverse saga in the MCU going on, incursions are having more of a prominent role in the MCU. And I've hypothesized in the past that incursions are going to have some sort of a role in Deadpool 3. And this past weekend, we saw the official trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, which I did a reaction, initial reaction. I usually don't do that. I've usually watched the trailer a million times before, but I saved it to where I could film my first reaction, which is the first time I've done that, and then I did a breakdown after watching it several more times, which you can see on the channel. I will link it. I guess it'll be linked up here somewhere. And but yeah, you can go back and watch that. But in the past, in when the teaser trailer came out, I hypothesized that incursions might have some sort of role in Deadpool 3. And then in this most recent trailer that we got, the official trailer, we saw Deadpool and Wolverine jumping into what looks like a sling ring portal. So that could be Doctor Strange taking them somewhere. And, Doctor Strange is with Clea going around the multiverse, fixing incursions and whatnot. So if that is Doctor Strange summoning Wolverine and Deadpool, then a very well could incursions could very well play a part in that movie. So yeah, it's just a topical book. They're the first the introduction of the concept of incursions to Marvel. So that's an interesting book. This next one is not a Marvel or a DC book. This is a Boom Studios book, which you don't see a lot on this channel, but I do read independent comics as well. This is a Boom Studios book. It is Wind, and this is a I like this cover. I like the baby blue, and then the back it has the feathers. Wind. This is by James Tinian, or Tynian. I never know how to pronounce his name. I think it's Tinian, but I think I've heard some people say Tynian, so I'm not sure. But Wind is this. The key that it's listed is just like kind of the description of the book. In a world where those with magical heritage are threatened with death, a young boy must keep his abilities secret until he's forced to embrace his gift. Now, there's also been rumors that James Tinian's been talking about how he might be optioning this series for a TV or a TV show or a movie. So there's rumors that that might happen. Now, I've heard about this series before. It came out in 2020 during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken, and it was talked about a lot at that time. People really liked it, and I've been meaning to get the trade paperback. I'm pretty sure they have it at my library, and I've been meaning to read that, but I just never got it. So I saw this and I was like, I'll pick it up. I'll read the first issue, and if I'm interested in it, then I will pick up the trade paperback from the library. So that's an interesting. I like the cover and the art style of that, and I'm a big fan of James Tinian or Tynian. You wouldn't think so because I don't know how to say his name, but I'm a fan of his writing. Most of the stuff that he's written, I've really enjoyed. So yeah, that's why I picked that up. And then this next one we have here is Justice League of America #1. This is the from the New 52 series, and I got this. This was not a key, I don't believe, but there was for this issue there was a variant cover with each state flag, and it just so happened that at this thrift store in Virginia, they had the state flag of Connecticut. Which, if y'all have been following the channel for a while, you know that I am from Connecticut originally. That's where I was born. That's why I am a Yankees fan and also a Patriots fan, because I was smack dab in the middle of, you know, Massachusetts, where the Patriots are, and New York City, where the Yankees are. I pretty much lived equidistant. You can take a train from where I lived. You can take a train to Boston or a train to New York City and get there in about an hour and a half each way. So yeah, that's why I'm split on. I'm one of the few people that's a Patriots fan and a Yankees fan. which kind of seems sacrilegious. This next one, but that was cool to see that's my state flag. So I'll probably look for the flags of other states that I've been lived in. I've also lived in Georgia for like what was it, 15, 16 years, and then I currently live in Virginia for the past 3 years. So I'll probably look for the Georgia flag and the Virginia flag too. To have that in my collection for the states that I've lived in. This next one is actually this is the last one. This is Daredevil number 16. Now the key, it is listed as a key. The key is cover art by Julian Totino Tedesco, which if you watched last week's haul, I had a couple of books that were Tedesco covers as well. So I guess I've been coming up on Tedesco covers a lot lately. I do like their art. The art is very interesting. It's an interesting style of art. I don't know why that's listed as a key. That it's a Tedesco cover because those other Tedesco covers I had that wasn't listed as a key. So I'm not sure why it's a key for that one, but it is a cool cover art, and I do like those Tedesco covers. I've been coming up on a few of them, and I always pick them up. I guess I am becoming a fan of that artist's variant covers, even though I've never heard of them before picking those up. But yeah, that is everything that I got from the thrift store. So now we will move on to Ollie's. Now, Ollie's, I picked up a trade paperback and then a pack. They have a huge graphic novel section. So they have trade paperbacks and sometimes they even have absolute editions. I have an absolute edition of Preacher back on my shelf in my collection that I picked up. It was like half off, so it was like $39, which usually they're like $80 to $100 if you buy them retail. So I was like, yeah, I can't leave that. Even though I don't have, it was like volume 2 of Preacher, Absolute Edition, but I had to pick it up because it was an Absolute Edition, and those are not cheap. So I picked it up just to have it. This one is a trade paperback from a comic book series that I really enjoy. This is Wonder Woman Earth 1. So this is the Earth One version of Wonder Woman, which was written by Grant Morrison, and the art was by Yannick Paquette. You can see there on the bottom. Now, Yannick Paquette has some of the best Wonder Woman art, in my opinion. It's like Yannick Paquette's Wonder Woman art is like top 5 Wonder Woman for me. You can see on the cover there. And then also, if you're not familiar, William Hurston, I believe his name was Hurston. I think it's Hurston, was the creator of Wonder Woman, and he was sort of like he was kind of like a feminist and a women's empowerment guy. He also he was very into women's empowerment, and so he kind of that's why he created Wonder Woman to be like this feminist icon. And Wonder Woman was always having the chains, if you remember, which you would think that that's not very, women empowerment to have the woman in chains. But there's some like I forget. It's like there's some like symbolic thing with it. I don't know. He was like a psychologist. He wasn't actually a comic book writer originally. He was like a psychologist and psychiatrist and whatnot. So he was into psychology, and I believe he was a doctor as well. And so then he got into comic books later on in his life and created Wonder Woman. And but yeah, so there's some women empowerment thing with it with the chains. But yeah, anyway, I said it to say that the chains, if you are familiar with Wonder Woman's history, she has always been she was always, chained up or tied up. There's a lot of bondage covers with Wonder Woman in those early Wonder Woman days. And so it's kind of like an iconic Wonder Woman's thing, even though it's not really that feminist if you think about it. But yeah, this Earth One series kind of was a harkened back or was an homage to the original way Wonder Woman was. How she was like this, huge feminist icon, and Grant Morrison wrote it that way. So that's why the chains are there. There's a lot of bondage scenes in this with the chains in this series, but the art in this is fantastic. I would pop it open, but I kind of like it in the plastic. I'll probably pop it open later, but I'll put some art, on the video so y'all can see Yannick Paquette's art. He's one of my favorite Wonder Woman artists. I think it's David or is it Daniel Sempre? I forget, but the person who's doing the current Wonder Woman art with the top with the for the current Wonder Woman run is also doing a really great job as well. Those are two of my favorite modern Wonder Woman artists. But this next one I have here is the pack, so we'll get into that. And like I said, this one has. I saw the Sleepwalker on there, which obviously Sleepwalker is the first appearance of Sleepwalker in Marvel. So I saw that and I was like, well, I'll grab this one because at least I'll have one good book. There's 5 books in here. It was $5.99, so $6 for 5 books. Comes out, just a couple cents over a dollar a book. So basically, a dollar a book. Um, and these were from Ollie's again, just like the trade paperback. So first we have Sleepwalker #1, and of course this is the first appearance of the Sleepwalker. So that's at least one book that has some kind of value, and I actually don't have that book. I'd been looking for it in dollar bins, but could never find it. So cool to find it at Ollie's. This next one is, what is this? Blue #1. This is an Image book. I've never seen this book before. Blue #1. If any of y'all know anything about that, let me know. Like I said, I'm not super into indie, but I do read indie books from time to time. So I'm not familiar with that one. This next one we have here. Let me flip this over. We also have Seven Secrets. This is a Boom Studios book. Seven Secrets #10. So we got a couple Boom Studios books in the hall today. This is Tom Taylor. Okay, I like Tom Taylor. I'll read that. Although it's #10, so I probably won't know what's going on. I do like the cover. It's an homage to those "Keep Calm and Carry On" or whatever, "Keep Calm and such and such," posters and memes that you'd see in like the mid 2000s. They were popular, really popular back then. You still see them, but they were more popular in like the 2010s. And then I don't know. I'm not familiar with that, so I couldn't tell you if that's a key or not. Another Boom Studios. Okay. Oh, and then this one's Boom Studios too. This is Good Luck #1. I do like the what do you call those? I forget what you call these covers, but this type of cover where it's kind of metallic or whatnot. I forget. There's a thing you call them, but I can't remember. It's escaping me right now. I've never heard of this series. I might read it, see if it's interesting. And then this last one is another one that is like that. This is Dracon New Dawn #3. Oh, Power Rangers. Okay. Power Rangers Dracon New Dawn #3. Now I never got into Power Rangers. I just never got into it. So maybe one of y'all could tell me about Dracon or Dracon and this character here. The cover's cool. But yeah, so that is everything in the Ollie's pack, and that's everything I got from Ollie's. And lastly, we have 5 packs of random comics from 3 different Five Belows that I went to in Baltimore way back when. This was like a while ago. So yeah, I've been sitting on these for a while. So again, I have no clue what's in these. So we will get right into it. And it's very possible that there could be some keys that I might miss. I'm gonna try to look them up and see as we go. So this first pack here, and there are 4 packs. This first, not pack. This first pack, the first book of the first pack is Poison Ivy #5. I think I actually already have this cover. I for a while there, I was collecting all of like the Poison Ivy. I have a lot of Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman variant covers. So I think I might already have that one. If I don't, that will go in my Poison Ivy variant cover collection. This next one, these are all moderns. I'm pretty sure. This next one is issue 1066 of Detective Comics, and let me see. I can actually look that up here. Um, issue 1066 of Detective Comics. This is from the more recent run of Detective Comics, and let me check here. Uh, I'm not as familiar with the keys from the recent runs. Um, yeah, not a key, because I was reading it there for a little bit on and off, but not really religiously. So I'm not as familiar with the recent books. This is Wonder Woman 792. And again, all these are going to be more modern, recent books. And you know, clack them in here to the key collector just to make sure to let y'all know if there any of them are keys. That one is not. And then this is a thick boy. Oh, this is one of the variant covers for Batman One Bad Day. This is Batman One Bad Day Penguin #1. Um, there's like a whole bunch of these. I think a lot of these are in these packs as well. People like to collect these. There was like a bunch of these variant covers. But that's a cool Penguin cover there. And let's see here. So that was the 4 books from that first pack. So we'll pop open the next pack here. Let's see. So on the top oh, we have Flash Annual. Um, it's just the Flash Annual 2022. The 2022 Flash Annual is like a number. See, the thing I also don't like about modern comics is, those old, like the Silver and Bronze Age comics. When you'd flip to the first page down there at the bottom, they would put, the number, like the name and the publishing info and all that. So if you didn't know, like if for some reason the book didn't have it at the top, I guess it's in the back here. I guess they put it in the back. That's fair. Yeah, so it's Flash 22 Annual #1 is that book. Yeah, they would put it there so that if you couldn't tell what the book was, you could find that. So I will see Flash. If you do Flash Annual, it's probably not a key. Flash Annual, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not a key. This next one's another Poison Ivy variant that I think I already have. This is the same. This is Poison Ivy #5, so it's the same book as that last one, just a different variant cover. Modern books that have 1,000 different variant covers, and this one is oh, what's the artist? Jeez, is it in the back? It should be. Um. Oh, it's probably on the top there. Okay. But I actually don't know. I think it's up there. I can't remember who did this variant cover, but that is a #5. I think I have that one already as well. This is 1064 of Detective Comics, which again is probably not a key, but I'll look. We'll look for y'all. Let's see. Oh, Detective Comics. What was it 1064? Not a key. And then this last one is another Batman One Bad Day by Tom King. This one is the Riddler. I'm probably gonna have all of them, all the variants, by the time we get through all these packs. So that one's the Riddler. And the next pack, I'll pop it open. We got 3 more. All right, so the next pack here, we have Batman Incorporated #1. And this is I think that's Bruce Timm's, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, oh yeah, I think it says it on the top. Tim's, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Bruce Timm's. Um, and I'll check that one. I don't think it is, but I'll check it. Batman Incorporated. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So the key for that one is that it is the premiere issue of a new Batman Incorporated team led by Ghostmaker, and it's John Timms, not Bruce Timms. It's also the first appearance of Black Mist, a member of Batman Incorporated. So a little minor key there. It's Eric Brizan and John Timms, so not Bruce Timms, John Timms. So yeah, that is actually a key. And there's actually a few keys for that Batman Incorporated run, surprisingly. Just some minor keys, doesn't look like any major ones. So that's the first key we gotten. This one is Superman #75, the special edition. This is the 30th anniversary, which, of course, this was the death of Superman. You can see it there at the bottom. And this is the 30th anniversary. I love this last page here. It's always great. Oh, and look, this one's a fold open. I can't remember if the original's like that. It might be. But yeah, this last page here with Lois and Superman and then the other heroes on the side. And then this last one there. Just this is like an iconic image right here, with her holding the Superman, for the fallen Superman. That's like an iconic image. This cover as well is an iconic image. This is the 30th anniversary, so this would be what year would this be? Um, the original was 80 something, right? So the what it was the original. I can't remember the year. So the 30th anniversary would be like mid 2000. I can check. Hold on. Superman 75 30th anniversary. 30th anniversary. Oh, they don't have it on here. Okay, hold on. Number 75, 30th anniversary. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't type that in. It's the Death of Superman. This came out in 2022. Yeah, if this is the same one I'm looking at. It should be. So yeah, 2022 that one came out. This next one is Nightwing number 98. Excuse me. Nightwing number 98. And I've heard good things about this Tom Taylor Nightwing run. I need to pick up the trades. I have a few of the variant covers. I'm a big Nightwing fan. Nightwing is like probably my favorite non non like big three Justice League superhero. Because obviously Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman are my favorites, and then I would say like the Teen Titans are my second. So Nightwing and Cyborg and Starfire and Raven and Beast Boy, and Nightwing above all of those is probably my favorite. And also, he's one of the few legacy characters that really has had like a great arc from Dick Grayson all the way back with the original Batman in the '60s. Or I guess he came, or yeah, he came Dick Grayson. I can't remember when did Dick Grayson came in the '60s, right? Because he wasn't, or no, he was before. But either way, going all the way from back to the Golden Age, all the way up to now, just the arc that he's had as Dick Grayson, and then into the Marv Wolfman New Teen Titans era, where he leaves Batman and becomes, he goes on to become Nightwing, and then he comes back to take on the mantle as Batman in was it the '90s, I believe, and then he goes back to Nightwing, and he kind of is like a mentor for Damian Wayne, kind of like as his older brother. So yeah, the Nightwing has had one of the best arcs throughout the years in comics, in my opinion, for a legacy character. He's probably the most iconic legacy character. I can't really think of anybody else more iconic than Robin. The original Robin, Dick Grayson. But yeah, that one was Nightwing number 98. Let me check that. Nightwing 98 is that is a key. It's the first appearance of Nightmite, a Nightwing version of Batmite. Okay, well that would explain the cover. And then this last one here is another Batman One Bad Day Penguin variant. That's a cool cover as well. I'm gonna have all of these by the time this is over. Probably not, but I'll have a lot of them. And then we have two more packs here. Oh look, we got a Nubia. I'm a fan of Nubia. They don't do a lot with her, but she's an interesting character that I think you could tell interesting stories with. Especially with her original history with Wonder Woman. But this is Nubia and the Justice League Special #1. So it's got Nubia up there at the front with all the Justice League. I can check that one. Oh, Nubia and the Justice League Special. Nubia and the Justice League Special. That one's not a key. We have Superman, Son of Kal-El, #16. If you've been following the channel recently, you know I've been collecting a few of these issues. I've been coming upon a few of these issues of Superman, Son of Kal-El in the past few hauls, so that's interesting that I would get that in this pack. This is #16. I can't remember if that's a key. I love this art, though, with John and the Superman in the background. #16, Superman, Son of Kal-El, #16. I'll check that. I can't remember. I don't think that's a key. That's a series I've been looking at recently because, like I said, I've been coming up on them. Superman, Son of Kal-El. Let's see here. Superman, Son of Kal-El. 16 is a key. Okay, it's the first cameo appearance of Red Sin. who is one of John Kent's enemies. And actually, number 17 is that hunk. I've been looking for number 17. I wish that was 17. Man, we were one off. But it's kind of the hunky cover. I'll throw it up on the screen so y'all can see it. That's a cover I've been looking for just because it's so funny to see Superman like that. And then also John Kent. And then that cover leads you to think Superman is huge. If he really looked like that, how does he hide that underneath his suit, even with him hunkering and doing the whole how Richard Donner had him in the Superman movie. You know how Christopher Reeves did him, where he was kind of hunched and slouched and had his glasses. Even if he did all that, Superman is huge. So you would still notice, hey, this guy's like a friggin' linebacker or defensive end. He's like a Nick Bosa in a suit with glasses. But yeah, this next one, or Rob Gronkowski. This next one is Deathstroke Inc. number 15. I've never heard of this series. Deathstroke Inc. number 15, and I'll check that one. But yeah, I've been looking for that number 17. Too bad it wasn't that one. Deathstroke Inc. What number was that one? 15. Deathstroke Inc. number 15 is not a key. And then the last one is Guess Who? Oh, this is one that we had already in the other pack. It's another one of the Batman One Bad Day packs or variants. I think all of these have them. All these Five Below packs have one of them in there mixed in. And then this is the last Five Below pack. So 4 more books left in our little hodgepodge haul here. This was a lot of fun. It's like not the usual books you see on the channel. A lot more modern books, post 2000 books that I don't usually pick up that often. But other than that, Sleepwalker, that was the one exception. But yeah, it was a pretty fun, pretty interesting books here. This is Nightwing 98, a variant cover of that. I like this. This one has all the Teen Titans on there. You got Donna, Starfire at the top, Raven up there at the top with her, Cyborg in the middle, Nightwing down there, and then the Flash. And I said Donna already, right? Yeah, Donna Troy. So yeah, this is like the OG Teen Titans here. And 98 was the Batmite one, right? I think so. So that's a variant of that same other one, if I'm not mistaken. Nightwing 98. Yeah, that was the Batmite one, or the Nightmite one, the Nightwing version of Batmite. So yeah, that was a variant of that other one, that chibi one that we saw before. So that was the same one as that one. Batgirls number 11. I have a whole bunch of variant covers of this series. If you're a fan of Oracle, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, and I think it was Spoiler was the other one in the series, if I'm not mistaken. If you're a fan of those two, there are some really great variant covers in this Batgirl series. Or is it this series or the other one? There's 2 Batgirl series. I can't remember if it's this one or the other one. But yeah, there's some great variant covers in that series. I have a few of them. And let's see, Batgirls number 11. Batgirls 11 is not a key. Next up, we have Black Adam number 5 of 12, Theogony. This is a cool cover. With the photorealistic, it's kind of a photorealistic cover here. And this is Black Adam number 5 of 12. So a little mini series there. Black Adam 5 is not a key. And then the last one, of course, guess what it is? It's Batman One Bad Day. This is Mr. Freeze. I really like this cover, actually. This is probably my favorite one of the Batman One Bad Day ones we've gotten today. Mr. Freeze. It's a really cool cover there. And then on the back, it's got the snowflakes. Yeah, that is all of the packs from Five Below. And that is going to do it for this hodgepodge haul of books from strange and unusual places, from a thrift store, from Ollie's, and from Five Below. Not the usual places you would look for comic books, but some interesting books nonetheless. Usually when you open up packs of books that you don't know what's in there, a lot of it can be fluff. but there can be some books that you wouldn't normally buy, and a lot of those books I wouldn't normally buy other than the variant covers, like the Poison Ivy ones. But some of them can be interesting and can lead you to learn some interesting things, or see some other interesting art. So overall, even though a lot of it was kind of fluffy and extra stuff, I had a good time. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of today's haul, and if you've picked up anything recently from a strange or unusual place. Make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more comic book and pop culture talk, and I will see y'all another day.